Hey, science buffs, ready for a crash course on how Earth was born? Picture this. Gravity started doing its thing, pulling these particles together to form the Sun. The Sun, our very own star, ignited at the center of this nebula, creating a gravitational pull that began to shape the rest of the solar system. But the leftovers, well, they began to stick together too, forming clumps of rock and metal. These clumps, known as planetesimals, collided and merged over millions of years, creating clumps that would eventually become planets. These planetesimals were the building blocks of the planets, and through a process called accretion, they grew larger and more complex. Now, one of these clumps had a rocky destiny. This particular clump, located in the habitable zone of the solar system, had the right conditions to become Earth. This protoplanet kept colliding and merging with other rocks and debris, growing larger and hotter. Each collision added more mass and energy, causing the young Earth to heat up and start melting. As it grew, it started to melt, separating into layers, the dense iron sinking to form the core and lighter materials rising to create the crust and mantle. This differentiation was crucial in shaping the structure of our planet, the dense iron sinking to form the core and lighter materials rising to create the crust and mantle. The core became a molten ball of iron and nickel, generating a magnetic field that protects us from solar radiation. Fast forward a bit, and Earth was a molten ball of lava bombarded by asteroids and comets. These impacts were so intense that they kept the surface in a molten state for millions of years, bombarded by asteroids and comets. These celestial bodies brought not only destruction but also essential ingredients for life. But here's where it gets interesting. Those icy comets delivered water, giving Earth its oceans. Water, a key ingredient for life, began to accumulate on the surface, setting the stage for future biological processes. And as the planet cooled down, a thin crust formed over the molten mantle, stabilizing its surface. This crust was the first solid ground, a precursor to the continents we know today. But the story doesn't end there. The Earth's surface continued to evolve, shaped by volcanic eruptions, tectonic activity, and the gradual cooling of the planet. Volcanic eruptions, tectonic shifts, and the development of an atmosphere rich in gases like nitrogen and carbon dioxide set the stage for life. These gases created a greenhouse effect, warming the planet and allowing liquid water to persist, set the stage for life. The early atmosphere also contained methane and ammonia, which along with lightning and UV radiation could have sparked the chemical reactions needed for life to begin. Eventually, conditions were just right for life to flourish. Simple organic molecules formed, leading to the first primitive life forms in Earth's oceans.